Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode here in NHL 24. So in last episode, we took on the Minnesota Wild in the first round, and we managed to beat them in a hard-fought 7 games. And as you can see, we're up here in the second round for the second consecutive season against the Colorado Avalanche, which are going to pose a very big problem for our team. If we could beat them, I think we could literally beat any team in the NHL, but it's going to take a lot of work to beat them because they have still a very good roster. It even looks, I think, a little bit better than last year, maybe a little bit worse, but it still is like one of the best rosters in the entire NHL. And yeah, it's definitely going to take a lot out of us to be able to beat them and shut down their offensive core. But yeah, anyways, if you didn't catch the last episode against Minnesota, it was a pretty interesting series with them. I wouldn't say it was the best series in the world for our team, but we managed to get it done. We lost game 1 by a score of 3-0, then bounced back with 2 wins of our own. And then you could see then we lost 2 straight games in Minnesota, and I was a little bit skeptical about our team coming back from that 3-2 series. But we managed to win our last 2 games, 4-3, and a nice 5-4 overtime game in Game 7. And I think that one went to double overtime, if I remember right. I honestly don't, because it was a few days ago that I recorded that episode, but hard-fought Game 7 victory. And yeah, now we're playing Colorado, who took out, I don't remember who it was, but they took them out in only 5 games. So once again, Colorado is pretty much firing on all cylinders. But I'll briefly show you guys our offense going into this second round matchup as well. You can see we're getting pretty much offense from a lot of good players, especially our top 6. But there was some question marks in terms of our plus minus with guys like Velarde and Perfetti. So I'm hoping that they could be a little bit better defensively come this series. But then again, it's going to be much tougher because we're going up against a tougher offensive team. But in a way, we have a better team defensively than we did last year when we played Colorado, so I'm hoping that could help us out a little bit because Jan Ruda's brought some great defensive play. Nick Hague's also brought good defensive play to our team, so hopefully the addition of those guys will make us better against a tough offensive team like Colorado is. But anyways, that is that. Let's get into some comments before we get into this second round matchup. So the first comment is from Det Allen Gamble, who says, a gutsy round 1 win by the boys. Kupari proving himself in the big moments. Second line may be an issue keeping the puck out of the net against the high offensive Avs team. However, I'm not sure how you could rectify that with the current roster. Run it back, I suppose. Go Jetties. And yeah, I think the second line might be a little bit problematic because of that with the defensive play. But we got to just try and see if we could actually beat this Avs team. If we need to make line adjustments, we will. Actually, maybe it's not the second line, it's the first line, I guess now, technically, that it has the more liability, because this line of Ehlers, Scheifele, and Barabanov did really good, I think it was, in the last game, if I remember right. Like, I think Scheifele had, like, 4 or 5 points in Game 7, so, hopefully, our top 6 being reworked a little bit could help out. If we need to, we could always go back to Scheifele as the top liner, Perfetti back in the second line, and kind of rework our lines accordingly. The next comment is from Sanro Otaku. It says, you're either going to get swept or be the cheese team. Obviously hoping for the latter, though my hopes are not high given how filthy the Avs are. And yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough task. If we could be the cheese team, that'd be great. I mean, our roster is not really a cheese-looking roster, but technically we are the cheese team if we're able to beat the Avs, because the Avs are very stacked, which I'll show you guys in a second. Next comment is from Dylan Burrows, who says, what contract is DeMello on? I'd love to see what he got paid to play with Colorado. So let's go to Colorado's lines, because I was going to show you guys this anyways. You can see how filthy they are, again, just in case you forget. But yeah, this offensive core, absolutely nasty. Troy Stetcher is playing offense right now because there's an injury at the moment. But yeah, defensively, you can see that they brought in former defenseman Dylan DeMello to play on their top 6. So their defensive core is outrageously good. And Dylan DeMello is getting paid 3 years at $2.6 million, so not a bad contract by any means for a top 6 defenseman like him that could bring that good defensive play. So that's a good steal there for the Avs. But they do have probably a lot of money tied up to a lot of these players. Like, I should actually take a look at their cap situation after this. And the last and final comment is from Michael Dosey, who says, people got their money worth in that Game 7. And yeah, I totally agree with it going to like double overtime. There's nothing really much better than that. So let's go back over here for a second. I did want to take a look at the Avs contract situation. I'm curious on how much contracts they have, because I have seen people say that there's been issues with the Avs signing enough players. Yeah, there might be still a little bit of issues. They're at 38 out of 50. That's not terrible by any standards, but most teams should be over 40 contracts in franchise mode. So there is still a little bit of problems with the AIs re-signing enough players. But you could also see that the Avs have under $1 million in cap space, but they could probably still sign two-way players, but they chose not to, so that's interesting. Is there actually a lot of contract issues? Because when Tugi was playing it on stream last night, as of this recording, I saw there was a lot of issues with the contract stuff. Boston's on 40. Calgary's on 36. That's not good. Carolina's on 32. Yeah, there definitely is still issues with the contract stuff. I know Tugi's been mentioning it to EA, so hopefully they get that addressed for a future patch, because that is a big issue, especially when you see like Dallas on 27 out of 50. That's literally like one NHL roster and a little bit of players in the AHL. I get that they only have $570,000 in cap space, but they could still sign two-way players, I'm pretty sure, so they could fill up their roster needs. Yeah, there definitely is some issue with the logic in terms of signing players contract-wise. So just a little heads up on that if you are wondering if franchise mode's good. It is good if you don't look at the underlying problems like that. And now that I'm seeing it, it is kind of annoying me. Normally I wasn't paying attention to it, but it seems like most teams are over 40 contracts, which is good, but there is a few that are in the problematic territories. So anyways, that's that. Let's get into the second round matchup against the Avs and see if we actually can beat them this time. And winner of this will face either Vegas or Edmonton. If we have to face Vegas next round, it would be interesting, just because obviously we made that trade for Nick Hague. So Nick Hague's on our team now and Logan Stanley's over there. But first we got to get through a team that's won 4 games in their first 5. Let's see if we're able to get some wins on the road and contain that offense of the Avs. I don't necessarily really want to win game 1 in a way, because I feel like if we win game 1, we might just lose 4 in a row, but who knows, maybe not. Let's see what happens. Coming off of a big game 7 victory, let's see if we could get a win in Colorado. First period of round 2. 1-0 Avs. Not terrible. Not terrible. Could have been a lot worse. Logan O'Connor opens the scoring. The shots are 11-7 in favor of us. So we did limit their chances, but they did score early, which is not ideal. We need Connor Hellebuyck to be on his A game for sure here. Let's see if we could tie the game up in the second, or grab a lead, or just keep it the way it is right now so we could tie it in the third. Second period. It is 1-1. Let's go. Big goal from Iafallo. Iafallo was our best player last year in the playoffs. He didn't really do much in the first round, I think. He did okay, I believe, but he wasn't his same self last year. I think he had in the first round like 4 goals. So hopefully that's a good sign for him to start scoring goals here in round 2. Shots are 20-18 in favor of us. It's a 1-1 game. Let's go real-time simulation third period. See if we could grab that lead for the first time in this game. Power play opportunity. It's a long power play. Very long power play, and we do score. It's Cole Perfetti. Let's go, Perfetti. That's a big goal from the youngster to give us our first lead of the night, and he scores another. Let's go, Perfetti. That's why we gave him a big extension. Mikko Rantanen, though, pulls the Avs back in this game. Penalty kill late in the game. We kill it off. Power play late. We don't score on it, but we do win game 1 in Colorado by the score of 3-2. That's a big win. Big performance from Perfetti in that third period. And yeah, we have our first series lead against the Avs, I think, if I remember right. I'm not 100% sure if last year if we had a lead or not. But Logan O'Connor scored first for them. Then Iafallo scores from us, from Morrissey and Lowry. I think we got swept last year by the Avs, didn't we? I can't remember exactly what the outcome was, but I think we got swept, so this might be our first win against the Avs in the playoffs. Perfetti from Connor and Morrissey, and Perfetti from Ruda and Connor. I don't know why Jan Ruda is bringing offense. He's got like 3 points in the playoffs. Perfetti first star, Hellebuyck the second star, and Morrissey the third star. I should have probably moved my face over to here again. I always keep on forgetting to do that when we go into certain screens. So let me just go back to this so you guys can see the stats if you want to. There we go. Just because I know my head was covering that. But that was a pretty gutsy first win. Good defensive performance. We contained that offensive core. And we managed to pot 3 goals, which is good. So yeah, that's a pretty textbook first game. We just got to be able to keep that up. We can't take our foot off the gas, so to speak, because if we do, that's when the Avs are going to be able to slap us in the face, so to speak. Vegas is up 1-0 on Edmonton right now. Florida's up 1-0 on Toronto. Yeah, Toronto, we want Florida, right? New Jersey's up 1-0 on Carolina. Okay. Let's get into game 2. Waste no time. I mean, there's no sense making any line adjustments after a win. Let's see if we could take a 2-0 series lead. If we could win both games in Colorado, that would be a great scenario. So let's see what happens. First period of game number 2. 3-0 Jets. Holy crap. Okay. Well, we definitely are off to a better start this year against the Avs than last year. Heinola opens the scoring. Rasmus Kupari scores late, and Jan Ruda again. Since when does Jan Ruda have offensive characteristics? Literally, this guy's got 4 points in the first 2 rounds. Weird. We're being outshot 14-8, so Georgiev is not having a good game so far. 3 goals against on 8 shots. Let's see if we could add to that in the second period or just maintain this lead pretty much. Second period. It is 4-1. Okay, I'll take that. Gustafsson made it 4-0. Devon Taves getting the Avs on the board. Shots are 24-17 in favor of us. Let's lock it down in this third period. Hopefully Hellebuck could lock it down for us, because Cerny has been a pretty good goalie in these playoffs so far. A little bit inconsistent at times, though. Chinnikov made it 5-1. Johansson gets the Avs back on the board at 5-2. Penalty kill, nicely done. Power play for us, we don't score. Final 5 minutes of this third period, still up by a 3-goal lead. I almost said by a pair of goals. And we are going to be taking both games in Colorado. Very gutsy performance by this team so far. Now the question is, can we win on home ice as well? Really good start. Let's move my face cam over here again. Actually, not there. Let's go back over here again. And let's see our player stats. So Heinola from Gustafsson and Scheifele, Kupari from Morrissey and Gustafsson. Ruda second in the playoffs from Connor and Chinnikov. Gustafsson from Lowry and Appleton. And Chinnikov from Connor and Ruda. Ruda had a 2-point night. I don't know what's with Jan Ruda right now, but literally we're getting offense in this series so far from guys that are not really heavily paid. So we're getting depth scoring when we need it, and I am absolutely loving it. 3-point night for David Gustafsson as well, and he only had 6 minutes on ice. That might be the best point per minute average I've ever seen. God damn. Kyle Connor played 22 minutes, but he only had 2 points. Damn, man. The fourth line did well. Appleton picked up a point at 6:52. Kupari picked up a goal in 6:40. So the fourth line not getting a lot of ice time, but they are definitely helping out. So Kupari going in the lineup definitely helped out things, I think. And 9:29 from Hellebuck. He's been really good so far. Gustafsson, the first star of the game. Don't think I'd ever seen that before. Jan Ruda, the second star of the game, is also kind of funny. And Chinnikov as the third star. Wow. Okay. Well, I was not expecting to take both games in Colorado just that easily. We're outscoring them 8-4 in 2 games. So our offense has been good, and our defensive play has also been good. Or I should say probably more our goaltending. Vegas is up 2-0 on Edmonton. If we have to play Vegas, it's going to be literally funny if we end up losing because of Logan Stanley, because I can honestly see that happening. But what a performance so far from the guys. We just got to win on home ice. That's all we got to do. We win one of these 2 games, we're setting ourselves up for a good spot pretty much. And then all the Eastern Conference matchups are 1-1 right now, so there is that. I guess we'll keep the team the same. We're off to a good start. Might as well not make any changes. Let me move myself back over to here again. And let's get into game 3. If we win this game again, I honestly might just go into the next game right away again. Let's see if we can win on home ice. Come on, boys. Just contain their offense like you've been doing. First period. Hey, 1-0. Mason Appleton on the power play. I didn't realize he was even on a power play unit, but I will take it. 1-0 game for us. We're out shooting him 18-7, so we're actually dominating their offense, which is something I didn't see. We are definitely starting to be a little bit more of a cheese team against the Avs team, but really liking our performance so far. Obviously, it could turn in a landslide all of a sudden out of nowhere, but we got to find a way to hold them off, because we know that they could literally act like an avalanche. Basically, like they could look like nothing is there, and then all of a sudden all the snow tumbles over top of you and you're dead. I know that's a little extreme, but Basically, that's how the Avs could play. They could just randomly suffocate you like a snow avalanche would. So let's see if we could find a way to get some goals in the second period. Second period, still 1-0. I will definitely take that. Shots are 26-21 in favor of us. The Avs are kind of hanging around in this game. So we need Hellebuck to stay on his game in this third period and see if we could get more offense of our own in this third as well. Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Let's get that next one. Oh, I knew they were hanging around too long. Ross Colton ties the game at 1. Come on, boys. Let's get that lead back. Let's get it back. They've hung around a little bit too long. Final 5 minutes of this third period, still tied at 1. Are we going to overtime in this game? Yes, we are. So we're going to overtime for the first time with the Avs in this series. Shots are 38-29 in favor of us. So despite having a bad game last game, Georgiev is on his game, trying to get his team back in this series. Connor Hellebuck is still playing good. Can we get this win for Connor and get that second goal? Or is our offense going to start to dry up here a little bit? Come on, boys. Let's get that win. Power play and OT. Come on, please. It's a long-ass power play, almost 10 minutes, and we do not score on it. That's not good. That is not good. We almost are at 50 shots on goal with only 1 goal. That's kind of crazy. Hey, and we do score in overtime, and it's the guy that we've been kind of saying has been under-simulating, Gabe Vilardi, with a huge goal on the 52nd shot. So Georgiev made 50 saves, but Colorado's offense is at its worst I've ever seen. It's a great offensive core, but it cannot score against Connor Hellebuck right now. And we are 1 win away from the conference finals and upsetting the best team in this series for sure. So Appleton from Chinnikov. Let me move my screen again. Vilardi from Ehlers and Lowry is the game winner. Let's go, Vilardi. Huge. Huge goal there. What a lot of shots from this team. Like, everybody on the team had shots except for these 3 guys. And 9 shots from Kyle Cutter, 7 from Ehlers. Jeez, those guys tried their best to score, but doesn't work. Hellebuck has been locked in this series, and that's what we pay him for. And then Georgiev. Yeah, Georgiev was an insane player. He deserved that win for the Avs, but they could not get it done. He gets first star of the game, Hellebuck the second star, and Vilardi the third star. That was a good goaltending matchup for sure. I honestly think we should just keep the team the same. We are up 3-0 in the series, and we've only allowed 5 goals in 3 games. So even though our defense wasn't the best in the first round, it is doing really well here in the second round. And our offense has also been pretty consistent. We got 10 goals in 3 games. I like it. I like it. I think we definitely should just jump into game 4 right away. Kyle Connor hasn't had to do much in this series, which is interesting. It's been more the depth scoring. And Vegas is up 3-0, so it's likely that we play Logan Stanley in the conference finals, which is kind of funny. And Toronto's up 2-1 now. Carolina's up 2-1 on the Devils. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll just get into this. See if we can knock out the Avs and get to that conference finals against Logan Stanley. It would be kind of funny if that is the case, considering we technically got the better defenseman in the trade, but who knows? Maybe Logan Stanley's having a really good playoffs right now. We'll definitely take a look at his stats if we are going to play Vegas in the conference finals. Who knows? Edmonton could pull off a reverse sweep. Same with the Avs. They could reverse sweep us. Can we advance to the conference finals for the first time in this series? Come on, guys. Let's get it done. First period of Game 4. 2-0 Avs. Not ideal. I mean, at least we still have a big series lead, but Landeskog scores, Ross Colton scores. That's their best offensive period yet. They only scored 2 goals around a game, so we need to find a way to make sure that they don't score more than 2 goals in the next period. Shots are 13-5 in favor of the Avs, so the Avs offense definitely starting to play a lot better than it was in the past, but they need to maintain that for multiple games if they want to get back into the series. Can we find a way to get at least 1 goal back in the second to pull us back into this game? Second period. It is 2-0 still for the Avs. Georgiev has been really good these last 2 games, which I don't really like because he could be the difference maker in terms of them getting back into the series. Shots under 22-15 in favor of the Avs. We're down by 2 goals. Can we have a big third period and get back into this game? Or are the Avs going to win their first game of the series? Scheifele with a big goal on Phoenix Copley, who's in net. Okay. Wasn't expecting Copley to be in net. But that's a big goal there from Scheifele. He hadn't scored in a while, so good to see him on the board. Penalty kill. Nicely done. Come on, boys. Let's tie this up. Final 5 minutes of the third period. Still down by a goal. And, oh my goodness, Kyle Connor with 47 seconds left. Jets fans were leaving for the exits, but we are going to overtime in Game 4. We have a chance to sweep the Avs if we get a game-winning goal. The Avs look to keep the series alive. The shots are 35-27 in favor of the Avs, so they've been outplaying us, but Hellebuck has been great. Can we get the game winner in overtime to send us to the conference finals? Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Let's get that next one. Penalty kill in overtime. We don't want to take penalties. Nicely done. Come on. Let's get that next goal, boys. I know you have it in you. Don't know who. I'm going to guess Iafallo randomly. I don't know why I said Iafallo, but penalty kill again in overtime. We score after the penalty kill. Cole Perfetti sends the Jets to the conference finals as we sweep the Colorado Avalanche in 4 games. And a great performance again from Connor Hellebuck, making 44 saves. Wow, okay, I was not expecting us to pull off the sweep, but we managed to do so. Final shots were 46-34, and yeah, we are off to the conference finals, likely against Vegas, which is interesting. They scored the first 2 goals, but then Scheifele from Connor and Haig, Connor from Roy and Velarde, and the game winner Perfetti from Connor and Jan freaking Ruda. What is with Jan Ruda, man? Hellebuck first star of the game, Kyle Connor the second star, and Cole Perfetti the third star. Let's freaking go. I did not expect us to get to the conference finals like that. Oh, that's not good though. We were shouting out how good Kupari has been. He has been injured till May 15th. Which means he likely misses some of the conference finals. Which means that we'll get, I guess, who was it that was scratched? Morgan Barron back into the lineup. We'll put Gustafsson back at center, though. That's unfortunate. He actually might be back to start next round almost. We'll definitely take a look. But that was a great second round. Way better than expected. Edmonton has stayed alive another day. Carolina's up 3-1. Toronto and Florida are tied. Let's take a look at our player stats through 2 rounds. And then see who we're actually going to be going up against in the conference finals. Likely it's Vegas, though. Let's see. Scheifele, 12 points in 11 games, plus 8. Perfetti had a much better round there. 6 points now. -3 still, but that's okay. Velarde, 6 points. His only goal was an OT winner, so I'll take it. Lowry, 5 points. Appleton, 4. Kupari and Gustafsson, 3. Yeah, Rasmus Kupari definitely helped out a lot, but now he's injured for a little bit. So hopefully we don't miss him too long term. Kyle Connor has been great. Nick Ehlers has been good. Iafallo's been kind of quiet compared to last year. Barron hasn't done anything because he was scratched for that entire round. And a little bit more than that actually too. Chinnikov, 6 points. Barabanov, 6 points. Pretty good. Defensively, Morrissey's been elite as he normally is. Jan freaking Ruda. Oh my god. Jan Ruda honestly should be a channel legend at this point. 6 points in 11 games. And a +7. This guy had 7 points in 59 regular season games with us. And then he's already have 6 points in 11 games in the playoffs. I guess in real life he technically can pick up points in the playoffs too when he was with Tampa, but did not expect that coming. I know 3 points, Tanev 3 points, Roy 2 points, and Haig 2 points. And then goaltending wise, Hellebuck's been locked in. So I think the addition of Ruda and Nick Hague definitely helped us out a lot in that series against the Avs in terms of playing better defensively. And yeah, now we find ourselves in the conference finals. Now the question is, are we actually going to be playing Vegas and Logan Stanley? Likely it is the case, but will Edmonton come back against them? Let's see. Will Edmonton come back? No, they will not. We are going to be playing Vegas for sure in the conference finals. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Let's sim to the next round here. And, okay, looks like Kupari might only miss 1 game of the Stanley Cup Finals. Not Stanley Cup Finals, Conference Finals. I'm getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. It's Carolina and Florida in the Eastern Conference Finals again. So there could be a rematch of the actual Cup Finals from 2023, but hopefully that's not the case. So Vegas was 46-28-8. They were 7-2-1 in their last 10 games going into the playoffs. Let's take a look at what the Vegas Golden Knights look like. Because we know they have Logan Stanley. What else do they have? Okay, yeah, this is going to be a tough task. They definitely are still a really good team. So first line, Jonathan Marchessault, Jack Eichel, and Mark Stone. Yeah, that's a pretty elite top line. We can't shut them down, but it's going to take a lot of work. Second line, Barbashev, Stevenson, and Nicholas Waugh, not Roy, because he's French, not like our Roy. Third line, a little bit weaker. Stefan Nason's there with William Karlsson, who's really good still. Jordan Martinook is also there. Solid third line. And a fourth line of Grigory Denisenko. Nick Foligno's in Vegas now, okay. And Brett Howland's still there. So yeah, forward core, really good team. Great center depth. Winger depth, a little bit weaker on the right side than the left side, but still pretty good. Defensively, oh my goodness. Shea Theodore, Alex Pietrangelo, really good top two. Braden McNabb, Zach Whitecloud, really good top four. Alexander Carrier was brought in, very solid top six defenseman, and of course Logan Stanley, who we traded for Nick Hague. How has he been? Only had 2 assists in 28 games. Playoff-wise, he's got 1 assist in 9 games, plus 2. Interesting. In terms of goaltending, they still got Aiden Hill and Robin Leonard, even though he should be on LTIR. So good goaltending, good defense, good offense. They're really good everywhere. AJ Greer's also there, and Pavel Dorofeyev. Yep, this is going to be a tough matchup. This is going to be a very tough matchup. I should actually take a look at what they've been doing playoff-wise compared to us so far. But yeah, this is going to be a tough matchup. It's going to be interesting to see if Nick Hague can beat his old team, or if Logan Stanley can beat us in his old team. Regular season-wise, let's do a little comparison as well, just to see who was better in terms of everything. So we were 1 point better than them in the regular season, which is kind of surprising. Our offense was way better than theirs, which is kind of a surprise as well. They are better defensively, not a surprise on that front. We are better power play-wise, and they were better penalty kill-wise. So they were a better defensive team in the regular season. We're a better offensive team, and we were technically the team with the better record. We were both really good in our last 10 games going into the playoffs. Now, what do they look like playoff-wise in terms of their record and all that? Let's see. They're 8-1. Oh my goodness, 8-1 in 9 games. This might be even tougher than Colorado, even though we were saying Colorado was going to be a tough task. Vegas' only loss came against the Oilers, and that was in Game 4. So, oof. And their offense has been great. 4.56 goals per game through 9 games. Their defense is a little bit better than ours at 2.78 goals against per game. Power play has been insane, 39.3. Penalty kill has been insane, 94.1. 5-0 on home ice, 3-1 on the road. That is scary. And that's definitely going to be a tough matchup. Their power play is very good. Our penalty kill has been okay, so I'm hoping that it can improve against them. But, oh boy. Winner of this will play either Florida or Carolina for the Stanley Cup. Regardless of who gets onto the Cup Finals, it's going to be a tough matchup because I'm pretty sure Florida's still good in this. Carolina should be pretty deep, still considering this is only year 2, but since we beat Colorado, hopefully that gives us a little bit of a psychological edge in terms of whoever we play next. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to the conference finals against Logan Stanley and the Vegas Golden Knights as we look to punch our ticket to the Stanley Cup Finals. Send anything down below, and I'll see you guys next time.